Hey everybody, Andy1M here and welcome to my channel. Sometimes I get my words all jumbled up and mixed up when I try to explain difficult concepts. But in this video I'm going to just explain something which is really complex, and I'm going to see how I go with that. So I've got 4 different points here and I'm going to go through them. First one is, it's basically about why innocence is so rare and wisdom is not wisdom because people have issues when they are wise people. Number 1, innocence is usually individual. Innocence is usually individual. So when you see an innocent child, for example, they're usually very free-spirited and they're not attached to anybody particularly, so they don't have exclusive friendships. That's the first observation I want to make. The second one is that in cool culture, which this is related, friendships are often most based in light ostracism and denigration of others. So by people bonding with other people, it's usually based on excluding other people and denigrating other people and kind of distinguishing themselves from other people. This is an observation which I want you to try and entertain. Even if you don't quite believe it, just entertain it for the time being. Number 3. Now, point 2b is that even if there is no light ostracism or denigration of others, people are discerning. They have discerning opinions at the very least. So, people might have a preference for, chocolate or something, and they make friends that way, when other people who don't have the same preference are excluded from the friendship. Point 3. Friendships usually lose that innocence. Friendships usually lose that innocence. The sort of light, free-spirited sort of mentality that I talked about in very young children is lost in friendships when they are formed at the age of maybe 8 or 9 years old. And point 4. Just looking at myself as a model when I was a child, my parents did not own me to the extent that I've lost my innocence. They actually imbued me with a great amount of dignity and independence, which was a good thing at the time, but proved problematic later on because they lacked care for me. So whilst they granted me independence as a child and gave me sort of dignity, that played off as being a lack of care when I was a teenage person who needed that sort of attention more than they gave. So a lot of difficult and complex thoughts which I'm putting together here, but I hope it gives you a basic picture of why innocence is so rare, because when you're a child, you need to be given the distinction of being a child, but when you need to form friendships, when you need to form friendships, you are distinguishing against other people a lot. That's my basic point. I know it's really complex, and it makes really logical sense to me. That's why I typed it out, because I know that it makes sense and it's very logical, and it's what I might call complex psychology, not the sort of thing that you express to the everyday layperson who's the first year psychologist or something, but something that I certainly know to be true and I hold to be true. So I thought I would explain this in my video. And even though it's taken me 4 minutes to do so, I think it's been worthwhile. So I might post this, see what happens. Okay, folks, see you in the next video.